they go to the deepest places, to the molecules and the cells deep inside. And so what we're doing, and this is what the galactics use, and what starseeds are here to use, this technique, is that when we transmit frequency to you, the container starts to build a long time before the session. So it starts the moment the last session finishes, we start building the container for this one. Now, what happens with light frequency? It carries light codes. It carries, sacred geometry. It carries a harmony, balance, peace, a tranquility, love, a beautiful, pure love. And what that starts to do, we are love in our core. And when you bring these frequencies of pure love into the vessel, it starts to dissolve, literally, like an ice cube melting in water. It starts to dissolve the trauma. And that's the beauty of sometimes not having to go in. I do not, to a certain extent, I believe in talking therapy, but really now we have other tools where we can go in, we can clear the trauma, and we don't have to go into the details. The only reason why I take you into the space where you have the ability to see is to gain a higher perspective. So now you are an adult, okay? And you're going to look at that little child that was inside of you that went through the trauma. How can you see from an adult's perspective what that child experienced? How can you gain a different perspective so that you can break the cycle and the loop that keeps playing out in your life? And so when we experience trauma in our field, it creates distortion. Literally, it becomes fragmented. So these are fragmented parts of us. If you experience trauma at 1, 2, 3, 4, or in the womb or past life, your field will be fragmented. Your cells are carrying these memories, they're fragmented, right? It goes down to the molecules and atoms, fragmented. So what we're doing in these transmissions, when we bring these frequencies of light, we're harmonizing, we're clearing the distortions, we're clearing the imbalances. And so as you do more and more of them, you'll start to notice that you won't have the extremes of emotion. You'll have more flow, you'll have more balance, you'll have more neutrality as you go through your day, more joy, more moments of joy, more peace, more harmony in your body. So we're clearing the distortion, we're clearing the disharmony, we're clearing the frequencies that are not of the highest vibration, that are very dense. And we do that through light technology, sound as well. Sound and light, it's all the same thing. And so it's really important to remember the way to get to the deepest traumas is, this way where you don't have to necessarily. So if you have gone into a trance, you don't need to know. You just need to trust that, like the ice cube melting in water, your traumas are melting. They're dissolving in this space of love, which is what we are. So when a child feels held in love, they start to release the trauma. They feel safe, that they can start to open up. And this is why these loving beings are coming through to hold you. And when you feel held, you just feel, oh, I'm safe, I can trust, I can open my heart, I can let go of the resistance, I can let go of the ego, I can let go of my defenses and the armor that I have, that have been playing out for so many years, I can let go. So as we start to let go of the traumas, and these, because these patterns become like magnetic in our field, and we'll keep attracting people to play out that same scenario because that memory has got locked in our field. It's locked and it's imprinted and it's a distortion. So we'll keep attracting experiences to recreate that distortion. The thing is, it's not to blame the other person or blame them for our life, or, it's to look at ourselves, bring awareness to, okay, why am I being triggered by this emotion? What can I do about this? This is going on inside of me. If I'm blaming someone outside of me, I'm giving my power away and I'm asking them to fix it, but they're not going to fix it. I've got to fix this. So that's when we become aware and take accountability, take responsibility for our field, and we start to change the patterns. We start to change the programs. We bring awareness, we bring consciousness, we bring higher consciousness to the space. We are bringing higher consciousness to that little child inside of you that experienced that trauma. How can you see this from a higher perspective? What can you gain? What wisdom can you gain? And if you're going into a trance, that means you need the healing. Just surrender and receive. Surrender and receive. There will come a point when you will be able to do these and stay awake and just completely be present. But if you are going to sleep, just let go. and let it get to the cells. When the ego mind is strong, spirit will switch off your mind and take you deeper. And it's just to trust the experience of what you're receiving. So that's why you've got to look at your, your traumas, and you are here to become masters, self-mastery, which is why we do the breath work and meditation. When we experience trauma in the body, we tend to hold our breath when we re-experience that trauma, or when we feel fear, we tend to hold our breath, and we would have held our breath as a child when we got into that emotion, because what you do is you freeze, your body freezes, your mind freezes, you go into fight or flight, and you lock your breath. So this is where we are relearning to breathe again, and we're doing that in the breathwork sessions. And I can't tell you how important breathwork is. Also, meditation is so key. If you've got a busy mind and it chatters a lot, the way you're going to retrain your mind, and you can retrain your mind, but it asks for your consistency, it asks for your regularity. You can't do meditation once, twice, 3 times and expect to be a master of your mind. You have 1,000 thoughts, thousands of thoughts a day. You got to show up for your meditation on a daily basis, and after a while, when you've been doing it for a long time, you will be doing your meditation with your eyes open. It will just be a practice that you do as you walk. I mean, my life is a meditation, in the sense that when I'm walking, I'm meditating. I don't anymore need to sit down and close my eyes and meditate. Every moment I bring awareness to my, to my world, total presence. So, and when I lose it and I go off down a rabbit hole, I bring myself back to the present moment. So that's really key as you go through this time, because there's going to be a lot of chaos in the world, a lot going on. And you've got to learn to become masters. Bring yourself back into the present moment. Bring yourself back into the present moment, and breathe and see the magic that's actually around you, rather than getting caught up in the collective consciousness, because many souls are releasing trauma at this time, which means they are lashing out. They're projecting, they're projectile vomiting, a lot of souls, on the earth. And so you have a choice. Do you take it into your field? Do you respond to it? Or do you stay calm, peaceful, centered, and know how to recalibrate? And if you lose it, you come back into center. You know how to get yourself back into center. That is key through this time.